me share with you 3 pretty quick things about Siberian fir that helps you understand why this is not a loss, and in fact, Siberian fir is a great gain for us in the context of essential oils. So first, it has more prominent chemistry. And by prominent, I don't mean different chemistry. Remember, we said that all of the fir oils, there's some exception, but when we look at the primary chemistry involved, what we believe to be most therapeutic within the oil itself, it's a direct comparison from one to the next to the next. So the variable then becomes what's prominent, what is in the largest quantity by proportion. So let's do the same comparison that we just did a minute ago with white fir and Douglas fir. This time, let's instead look at Siberian fir and let's look at white fir. Now you'll see exact same chemistry that we looked at before, but now with Siberian fir being compared to white fir, you start to see a notable difference. And that is, everything in yellow, there is substantially more within the Siberian fir of the same chemistry that would be in the white fir. So it's interesting, for example, that boreal acetate, which is a wonderful component that gives us great immune response and capability within the body, is very relaxing and deeply soothing. White fir compared to Douglas fir, white fir had much more. But when we compare Douglas fir, white fir, and Siberian fir, you can see that Siberian fir has more than twice as much of that active compound. The major difference that we see, aside from Siberian fir being exponentially greater in a majority of the chemistries, which means we have more profound outcomes that you're already accustomed to, is the difference of limonene. One of the unique qualities of white fir, and why I'm not saying we will never have it again, I don't know, maybe we will. We'll do our best. One of the unique qualities of it, however, was limonene. So let me give you a gentle reminder. When I use one of the fir oils, I've not used it because of its limonene content. We have other oils that do that in a much more profound model, like, for example, the citrus oils. So I'm not worried about limonene content, but still, if we look at Siberian fir, it's not that it doesn't have limonene. It just doesn't have quite as much. But I believe we can make that difference up easily. And in the context of the whole, Siberian fir will deliver what you're accustomed to with white fir, but with greater availability and greater outcome and benefit. Now, if you also look at white fir for the areas that it was better, if you compare that now to Douglas fir was better than white fir in those categories. So we still have all of the categories covered, and I believe that Siberian fir is the appropriate opportunity for us to move beyond where we were with white fir. We're upgrading the value of fir essential oils for you. Secondly, it can affect multiples of body systems. This is an interesting thing about essential oils. If you don't know this principle, if you don't know this concept about essential oils, I will tell you that you need to stop thinking about them in a singular fashion. Instead, you need to recognize that essential oils have profound, vast, and in some cases, categoric responses. And so in this case with Siberian fir, we don't affect a system. We don't affect a singular outcome. It may seem that way to us at times because we may be dealing with a particular circumstance. But in reality, the whole of the body can benefit in multiples of ways. And here's some of the systems that we see affected very profoundly with Siberian fir. Not because of a singular compound, but because of multiples of components that exist within Siberian fir. Now, I like it because as we talk about it, we can also look at the different types of forms that we can use Siberian fir, how we would apply it. You know that with fir essential oils, we've only had in the past a model that would allow us to be topical and aromatic. And with Siberian fir, we now have an internal use model for a fir essential oil. Now, I think that's exciting because when we look at the research, and when I look at my own experience with essential oils, I know that using essential oils in this framework of internal use I know that many times we can have more directed outcomes. For example, I showed you that chart briefly that talked about cardiovascular health. Using Siberian fir internally, that's one of the benefits that we would expect to see. So let me break it down for you pretty simply on how I think we can use Siberian fir in the most effective methods. I'm just going to break it down always the same way, aromatically, topically, and internally. So you've probably grown tired of us saying that, oh, if you use it aromatically, you're going to evoke feelings of relaxation. And you're going to be happy. So happy. And just breathe it in. Right? Are you tired of that? I'm tired of it, but I don't know how else to tell you, because the reality of it is, that's exactly what it does when we use it aromatically. I think the mistake that we make is a simple one. We believe that when we say we use an essential oil aromatically, it will evoke feelings of happiness or it will elevate our mood. Yes, that is true, but understand the consequence of what that does. Nothing works in your body in isolation. There is an interconnection that happens from one system to another. And in that process, even though, yes, we're elevating the mood, you are affecting, in totality, the neurochemical responses within the body. And so something as simple as, set up your diffuser, put in some Siberian fir. Do not underestimate the value of that. Know that when our body chemistry changes and we have an attitude of happiness and joy, it's reflected throughout all of the physiological framework of our body. And that makes it very, very powerful. Now, topically, it can't get any easier than just applying the oil directly to the skin. I like all of the fir oils. They share this in common, that they're soothing to skin, especially when it gets irritated. And there's a number of ways that the skin can get irritated. Maybe it's a rash, maybe it's a bug bite, maybe it's some type of an injury, maybe it's some type of a response to overuse or activity within a muscle or within a tendon. Maybe we've overstressed the tissues that are associated with that. Applying this essential oil topically is a great way to calm those tissues in all of that aspect. Essentially, what I'm telling you is if it's on your skin or if it's a problem with your skin, this essential oil has powerful benefits that will help you to soothe and change that circumstance. And then lastly, internally, a lot of people don't know that Siberian fir has commonly been used as a flavoring agent for decades. It's used in a lot of different foods and a lot of different products. Using it internally gives us the option of having more of that broad spectrum activity that we're looking for. And so using 2 or 3 drops by mouth, now I would recommend that you do that every single day. And in fact, if we start talking about daily use, we can look at how we might use this oil in combination with other oils. You know, the value of essential oils is really most likely, I don't like that I'm going to say this, is most likely not in the understanding of all of the chemistry. It's not in the understanding of all of the physiology of the body. That's not the value of essential oils. Yes, we want to know those things. We'll continue to learn them, to share them, and give you opportunity for them. But the value of essential oils is when you learn to use them every single day. When you learn to find practical application. We make a mistake when we set our oils on the shelf and we wait for the next problem or circumstance to happen. Use them to avoid those circumstances and learn to use them daily. So here's a few simple ways that you can do that. One of the things, I think the translation caught it. That's good. We'll see if it's really working. One of the things that I like all of the fir oils with, but especially Siberian fir, is it has strong, powerful cleansing properties. So combining it with a citrus oil is not only cleansing to the environment, environmental type threats, but it can be used greatly as a topical surface cleaner. So replace some of those normal household goods you would have and start using the essential oils. And a pine citrus aroma is a wonderful way to be able to do that. Use it with rosemary or citrus or eucalyptus or cypress, and it's not only clarifying mentally, not only is the aroma clarifying, but it's a powerful stimulant for the respiratory system. for proper function, for clarity within the lungs. And then lastly, blending it with some of your favorite oils for skin. So think about tea tree oil or cedarwood or the flower essential oils themselves and using it topically. Now it's great for blemishes and it's great for any of the irritations that we spoke about as well. So get excited about Siberian fir. Do not feel the loss of white fur.